What's up guys, Zenar here, and today I'm going to go over a car fight area replay. I've been recently playing a lot of games, testing Lyrical Set 4, and I thought this game would be interesting to showcase Pacifica, as well as a concept that a lot of people are probably familiar for if you're newer to the game. If that is with sequencing and thinking ahead. So in this game, I wished I was thinking ahead more about the type of plays I was doing, but we'll go over and see. This is just a replay of it. I kind of wanted to break down my plays, and I'll go over the deck after going over the replay. So this one I'm playing Pacifica, and I had to search on my right line for this. I don't know why it wasn't working. So you can see my opponent is playing Overlord, and I didn't know that, since we kind of have to start with our hand shuffling and stuff, but we don't know what their deck is. So Pacifica, I think Overlord, she's fine. But I believe, yeah, he's going first, so he has the advantage of getting his recent combo off. So he's gonna go first, and he does play this new a blitz that they would get back a shield. So he doesn't have the promo that puts Overlord to this from the drop zone to the soul yet. So for me, I decided to I was going to discard a draw, but I decided to discard the counter charger, because since he's going first, I'll be able to guard more. And I'm playing the Sienna line in Pacifica just for my testing, because I want to deter people away from just aggroing me from the very beginning of the game, and I put to high damage already. So Sienna's line kind of discourages that, but it doesn't really work against Overlord in this case. Since it's a resetting Vanguard, but it still kind of deters the early game, so they won't call cards down early. So he got the other promo that was able to make Overlord a plus. And I took a delay here because I wanted to know what this card was. This is just a cycle card, so I took the damage so I could try to search planet with our own Burning Horn clone. So decide what to discard here. I just decided to discard Eureka, so I have enough shield for his grade 3 turn. I drew it to Pacifica for Sienna's grade 1. I use Sarah Jane's skill, and I think I whiffed. No, I get another Pacifica, so I decided to add a hand instead of just whiffing, because more Persona doesn't have deck compressing. So I kind of want to push here. I know Overlord doesn't retire, so it's okay to keep Eureka on the field. He no guards, and I hit the OT. Now, I was kind of surprised hitting the OT this early. I didn't think I won the game yet, so I'll push him to high damage, and I was able to bounce back this, and this is why I play Eureka in the deck, so I'm able to get back our Burning Horn clone and able to protect Key Point pieces. So it's his turn. He has the cycle card, and he uses the cycle card. I think he draws to the promo here. No, he doesn't. So I don't think he gets a promo this turn. He uses Naham's effect to give the Vanguard 5k, and he swings for 18. So I took the hit because it's not going to be that threatening. He's going to lose a drive check. But his first check was over trigger, so I'm like, okay, so he's going to be able to come back from this. Since I have the over trigger, he's going to be able to get a lot more hand and guard, and he hits a heal, so he's coming back really well. He swings again. I decided to no guard this again. Yeah, no guard it. And I believe he gets a promo and he gets a crit. So now I'll push the 4. I get a draw, and I get a heal. So I'm able to heal back to 3. And this attack, I absolutely have to guard it. I don't have a choice. I don't want to be pushed to 4. And I knew he drew into this because of Persona. I mean, because of the dry checks. So I believe I'll perfect guard this. And I just raw guard the other lane. Yeah, I didn't really want to use Sanctitude, but I didn't have a choice. And he checked another crit, so I had the guard again with this one. So he got a pretty big hand. So I thought at this time, okay, I can actually record this game and talk about it since I checked the over trigger. So, and he checked it too. So both our over triggers are out. So it's my turn now. I survived. It's okay if Naham was here. Honestly, it makes his Overlord a bit stronger, but I didn't want to take the damage. So I discarded Pacifica because I can just put her back with our effects. So I used Pacifica's skill. I think I put the order back to deck. Or I put a crit back to deck. And I was trying to dig for a PG. and I did get PG. And I'm trying to get Planet Idol because I didn't have Planet, and I got Planet from the top, which is fine because I'm able to use remote attack. Now I play this because if I'm ever put to high damage, I can use this to get my rears 5k. But Pacifica's rears, if you sequence it right, you can get a lot of decent numbers. So he's on grade 3, so this Pacifica's 23k. And Ingrid and Yuika are hitting a very solid number. So I decided to use no. I canceled that. I said never mind because I knew I needed a CB for Pacifica. The only issue I have with Pacifica herself is that she's always hitting minimal numbers. She's never hitting like any threatening numbers. Instead, your rear guards are hitting like the big numbers. So I tackle Pacifica first, so this can get power. He hits a defensive, and I was kind of worried because, well, I forgot the first attack had an OT, so he no guarded anyway. So I don't know if that would have changed anything. So now I'm calling Pacifica again so I can dig. I need to draw PGs in order to survive his next turn because I know he has this promo in hand. And this is only 13 and he can basically no pass it with just a crit because this doesn't have any power. And you see me adding the OT power. So I got a Yuika, which is good, and I got a crit. So I gave the crit, yeah, I gave it all to here. Because I'm going to attack with this Pacifica, get the power here. So this is going to get extra 10k. Because back running attacked, I'm going to get an extra 5k here. So that's 52 crit. And this is 51. He gets a heal. Which, by the way, he actually can't really guard. He has a bunch of he has 1, 2, 3 triggers. And then I was assigned to down one Ingrid in hand. But I decided to put her back in deck so I could call her. If I put her in hand, I might have used her as another attacker next turn with Persona, which could have been game changing. But I decided against it just to put it back in deck. So I was a little bit confused there because he used the Blitz and he was able to get the 10k shield and put the crit back in, which was fine. So now it's his turn. He uses Burning Horn. I think he gets an Overlord from this. Oh no, he whiffs. But it doesn't matter because he had the promo. He's gonna get Overlord and put it in the soul. So now he gets his full effects. He can't use an Ahalim here to give an extra 5k. So now I know that he still has triggers left in his deck, but he has no more over trigger. I decided to take the hit because I didn't want to get damage denied. He gets a crit, and I push the 5. So he's going to restand. The Burning Horn is going to be able to hit over 33. Yeah, he's going to be able to hit over 33. I decided to risk this one and make it a 2 to pass. No, yeah, 2 to pass will intercept, I believe. No, I just guarded out with hand, so I could have intercepted. And he gets a heal, which it makes good numbers. So he's pressuring my hand. He's hitting 28k. This one, I believe I had to raw guard this attack. I had absolutely no choice but to. I could have risked a heal, which I believe the next card was a heal from the top of my deck, but I don't believe so. And this one I had the PG. And I just used the... Okay. I could have used the order for that. No, it wasn't heal. So I Persona Ride, and I got another order. So I used Pacifica to put one of the orders back. No, I'm digging for Planet, yeah. And I think I get Planet. I do. And then I call her. And then the Yuika gets to 5k power. Hopefully I remember. And I just kind of have these both in hand, which... I think this card is better if you have the Pacifica grade 2 in the ride line, just to make your Vanguard not use another CB. So this one I decided to go for... He takes a hit, which is all, and he gets a trigger, which is already very scary. I think I was going to call Ingrid, yeah. I was going to call Ingrid, but I decided to just call another Planet Idol from the deck. Yeah, this is just me thinking. Oh, I called her from the deck. Oh, I called her for more shield. So this card is when it's put on guard circle from hand. Oh, well, I think that was a misplay. I was not supposed. It has to be put from hand, not intercepting. I hit a heal. Yeah, he's guarding from hand, and this is a big column. And I think he has enough shield to guard it. Yeah, he had enough shield to guard it. Yeah, I bounced it back to hand. So I do believe in this game, I do intercept with it, and I do guard with it as shield, which that's not supposed to happen. I needed to guard it. I mean, I needed to place it from hand. He doesn't Persona Ride, which is good for me. He uses Burning Horn again. He gets Overlord, but it's a turn too late. He gets another Burning Horn, so he's making big columns, And he got another Overlord, so he's just compressing his deck. So he's attacked for 18. I had a risk to no guard. I had no choice but to. And I get a trigger. He stands again. I think this is where I intercept. No, I guard from hand to make it a 2 to pass. Oh, he doesn't hit a trigger. Yeah, this is where I intercept, and I'm not supposed to do that. So, what I'm supposed to do here, I'm not supposed to just intercept. I'm supposed to call another card from hand, so I probably would have called the Burning Horn clone. And then just PG with Ingrid or the Blitz, which I PG with Blitz. So, realistically, I'm not supposed to have this. So, that was a very misplay. My opponent caught it. I didn't catch it either. So, in this situation, I'm kind of screwed. So, basically, I don't think I have any counter chargers. I think 1, 2, 3. So all my counter chargers are out of the deck, except Ingrid, which I can call her from. No, I can't. So I barely don't have any plays here. Okay. Now, yeah, I'll think about what to play here. I needed to just call stuff. I wouldn't have had this in hand, by the way. So all my Pacificas was out, so I was doing only to shuffle the deck. So realistically, this wouldn't even be a card here. And I do decide to use one of the orders just to get more power, just to hit better numbers. And attack Pacifica for 13k. He has a PG, but like the other two columns are kind of big, so. He does 2 to pass, and I know at this point in the game, I have a bunch of triggers off my deck. Because when I looked at the top 7 cards of my deck, I had a bunch of triggers. So I'm like, if I get a trigger, I'm stacking all at Vanguard. I did it once, yeah, I did it twice. And I hit through. So, overall, what this game kind of showed me is that, and not just for Pacifica, but for many decks, especially when I play, I need to think ahead in terms of like what I want to do. The turn when I drew more cards with Pacifica was fine. However, for one, I shouldn't have intercepted with this and got the power. Even so, I would have survived the same way. However, again, it was still an illegal move on my part. But I didn't realize it and my opponent didn't realize it. So it's both of our fault. What I will say is that for this game, it's also a deck building issue with playing this order, and I'm not having enough CB, so I'm kind of having a dead card in my hand. But more importantly, if I had enough foresight to like try to dig into her to have enough counter charge, I might have been able to be able to cycle Pacifica back into deck, and maybe this would have activated. But either way, I think this game was pretty good to showcase a strength of Pacifica, not like a lot of Japanese players or people have been showcasing. I think Pacifica is a very strong deck that needs to be like explored a bit more, especially since Ingrid's a very good card in Pacifica. Just be able to restand Yuika or any other like booster card like this, or any other grade 1 that you want to play in your deck, to be able to like add more power to it. and she completely refunds Pacifica's counterblast cost, so she kind of cuts in half the costs you need. So instead of CB1, if you call her, it's just CB. Instead of CB2, it's CB1. Unless you're trying to dig with Planet Item, then it will be a CB2 attack or combo. So I'll go over my deck list, and I'll explain some of the choices that I had in it. So here's the deck list I've been playtesting so far. So I'm running 2 Ingrid just for the counter charge to be able to basically come off of a planet with Idol Pacifica. And of course it makes the CB2 combo to a CB1. And you're able to restand your boosters such as this if you have it. Or Yuika. Mainly it's just Yuika. But also you can use this with Eileen if you play it in the deck as well. So of course we're playing 4 planet, 4 idol. I'm playing 3 of this order. The order basically allows me to have give all my rear guards an extra 5k. It's just a continuous effect. So it makes all of your small pokers hit numbers. And it makes cards like Yuika hit 18k. And if you restand it with Ingrid, you're able to hit even more with it. I'm playing 3 of this girl. So she allows me to free up a open rear guard circle in the front row for Ingrid or any other card I want to call in front of Yuika, which is really helpful, especially if I plan it in the back row that attacks. Basically, she checks to see if there's a unit that attacks in the back row. If you do, you return to your hand. So this is usually their first attack. It's pretty small, but it kind of like pokes out like your opponent's hand, or if they'll take the damage. Either they do. Rest of the cards in the deck kind of scale by getting put by 5k from planet, and you just having this card to be able to again like pressure out those first few attacks. And this is completely free. You could call it a bouncer right back if you have planet. Next card we have the Burning Horn clone. This card is absolutely amazing. She's the whole reason why I don't have to run the Rye line for Pacifica, is I'm just playing Sienna, which I explained it in the gameplay video why I just prefer Sienna's just to prevent my opponent from rushing me. But she also scales with how many attacks you do with Planet Idol. So she will always be a 15k attacker if you have Planet, but you can scale her to 20 or even 30 if you call another planet. So she's really good. Again, in the combo with Yuika, you're hitting really good numbers, and she's able to scale over opponent's defensive if you play her right. I'm playing 4 Yuika. I think for Pacifica, out of all the decks, Yuika is kind of mandatory. It's so versatile to be able to call anything from your deck that's a normal unit. You can call PG, bounce it back. You call your Persona, bounce it back. You call her and bounce her back. Like, I think Yuika is unfortunately a mandatory in Pacifica just because of what you get for your deck and allow you to survive throughout the game. As well, you get caught Yuika with Yuika to have another Yuika next turn. Most of the time, you ideally want 2 Yuikas just to have the 13k booster. Some cases she just ends up being a 13k booster, but most cases using her early game with your Burning Horn clone allows you to actually get your planets really fast. Right now I'm playing 3 of the counter charger. So she retires and stuff at the end of battle that she boosted. You choose 2 Pacificas for your drop zone, put it in your bottom deck, and you shuffle it and you counter charge. There was a game where I forgot to shuffle, which was very important because I would have probably gotten a lot more triggers and stuff like that if I was able to get this card much earlier. And then for the trigger lineup, I'm running 4 of the the 10k shield draws, a 7 crit, 4 heal, and the lyrical OT. I like the lyrical OT a lot in Pacifica because you do compress a lot, and I've been checking a lot of lyrical OTs in my playtesting. And the fact that the lyrical OT stacks, like, it makes your rear guards even harder, hit harder. So cards like her, she's able to have more value of being just a poker if you don't want to use Yuika. But then again, if you're calling Ingrid, you can just boost with her. But if you're not, then you can just use it as a poker. Makes Pacifica hit 33, which is a very good number, especially for a card that attacks in the back row. And it makes all of your rear guards hit higher. The draws is just because I need more drawing in the deck. I might end up switching this to like some other card, like utility card I might use to draw into more cards and add more cards into Soul. But you kind of want the extra draw. You could play fronts if you're calling a unit to the front row if you're using her as well. Excuse me. But overall, I kind of like the draws better. Sever Crit is fine. You kind of compress pretty well. In the Rye line, of course, I'm running Sienna's Rye line. It's not a bad Rye line per se. I like it more than the Pacifica one, just because, again, it deters people from trying to out aggro you in the beginning, except Stoic decks to have the Roroa line. So the gray one is able to deter like people rush you if you're going second. Like this line is really strong going second, because your opponent can't really attack into you that much and that frequently. And when they go on grade 3, they have to be cautious of what they actually call, unless they mirage themselves. So overall, that's the Pacifica deck list, and I'll try to do more videos like this. I really have fun trying to experiment with Pacifica. I'll probably experiment more with Pacifica. I think it's a very slept on deck. I don't think a lot of people are playing it because it's not prisms. And it's like, it's kind of generic, which I think that's a good thing because it allows you to play whatever you want. Again, the only caveat is that you kind of have to play Yuka just because of how strong of calling anything from your deck is. Well, not anything, but calling any normal unit or unit card from your deck is with Yuka, you're able to bounce it. In the future, this will scale immensely with any generic card that's like really strong. And Pacifica not needing her Rye line per se, just needing the Burning Horror clone and you being able to like search your deck and draw cards to get Planet Idol. Good cycle, good resources. It makes the deck very well built and very generic. So if you enjoyed the video, let me know, and I will catch you guys later. Peace.